understanding, I didn't jump into the research on this. Anyway, people are just acting so fucking stupid right now about this. Um, people are just acting so fucking stupid with this. So Rev put out a video about people losing their fucking shit and doing the dumbest thing imaginable in response to this. Uh, well, yeah, and like when it comes to pregnant women, I'm pretty sure every medication company s- tells be cautious if if you're pregnant. There's a lot of there's a lot of normal over-the-counter medications that they say pregnant women shouldn't take because it potentially speaking, while it's for people that are not pregnant, that it's fine, but that when you are pregnant, it can cause adverse effects. It's just anyway, I wanna see this. This looks like I'm gonna have a problem. I think I'm gonna have a problem. Um, well, yeah, Andrea, and that's what I want to see. So let's, you know what? Let's just jump into it. You guys will see for yourselves.
Tylenol is another name for acetaminophen and only affects the central nervous system to relieve pain and reduce fever. It do.
Yeah, there's a limit.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So I'm going to do this right out of the gate. This is something a little bit different, but please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video and channel because I think the subject matter of today's video is
Incorrect,
going to
Alistair,
send
it does.
me to the shadow realm, but I don't care. Now, before we get into the actual topic of today's video, I want to share this first, which is related to the reason why I'm saying all these things. YouTube and Google just admitted that for years, they were censoring and banning channels for saying things
we talked
that
about
were
this.
upsetting the Biden administration.
Yep.
Yes, they were punishing people for political speech. And now they're saying, hey, look, if you're punished by this, come to us and we might give you a reinstation on the platform. Crazy stuff. This was considered a conspiracy theory for many years, and now it's been confirmed in front of the whole world. Now, what am I talking about today?
I mean, for God's sake, the UK is trying to do this right now. The UK is literally trying to do this with YouTube right now. The UK the party in the UK has actually approached YouTube to try and get them to only put government-sponsored propaganda on the feeds of any UK residents that access YouTube. And they're suppressing videos on YouTube that are talking about like any of the protests or anything. It's not wildly out of pocket to say, yeah, political parties are trying to influence YouTube to show what they want to show to make them look good.
That's so controversial. Well, here was my honest and raw reaction to what I saw last night. I made this tweet, and I'm going to quote it. Watching pregnant women guzzle bottles of Tylenol to get likes on TikTok. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you, this is not hyperbole. It's not an exaggeration. This is what I actually saw in many different videos. Pregnant women taking copious amounts of Tylenol, a drug, to get likes on social media, and also doing so to spite their political opponents. Now, why are people doing this?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, because of course it's on fucking TikTok. This is why I don't have a TikTok account. Like, we think that YouTube is bad. We think Twitter is bad. We think Blue Sky is bad. Fucking TikTok is the worst of them all. TikTok is just, because TikTok is so bad about giving this, like, false sense of engagement that, oh, we like what you're doing when you're doing some of the most horrendous shit. It's, oh my God. Like, why didn't I wish TikTok had been got rid of. Like, holy fuck. No, Splatter, it's not even an echo chamber. TikTok is not even an echo chamber. TikTok is just the core of brain rot with social media. Like, if you want to see what the actual core brain rot of social media is, you go on fucking TikTok. Because you have the most batshit crazy people putting the most batshit crazy videos out, and they're getting likes. People are liking it and following them like fucking crazy. Why? Because it's short form. It's short form video content, and the modern internet user has basically had their brain trained to only be able to really take in videos in like 2 to 3 minute bite-sized gulps. Anything longer than that, they get bored and they click off it. So TikTok is the perfect medium. So people are spewing out this fucking garbage in their 2 to 3 minute bite-sized pieces that people are just gobbling up like fucking crazy. And we see shit like this, all the quote-unquote bullshit trend shit. You see, it's why it's on TikTok.
Besides mental illness,
oh
they're
yeah,
doing
Shadows,
this because
absolutely.
the other day, the Trump administration said that autism is tied to pregnant women using copious amounts of Tylenol. Now, you can disagree with this. I think it's reasonable to.
Okay. There was a key word there that should not be overlooked. Listen again.
Tylenol. Pregnant women using copious amounts of Tylenol.
There's the key word there. That is a very big distinction. Copious amounts. Copious amounts of Tylenol. That is a key word there. A woman who is pregnant that just responsibly takes Tylenol, the risk of the linkage to autism, I'm guessing, is exceedingly minimal. By the way, I'm also going to point out that we don't have, throughout all this, I do feel the need that I need to point this out. Regardless of this article, there is no definitive cause for autism. There are still loads of ongoing research taking place, but there is still no definitive cause for autism. Like, the science is yet to be able to actually point out and say, these are the definitive factors, biologically speaking, that cause autism. We have determined that these specific causal effects is what results in autism. There is plenty of like supposition. There was, of course, the debunked vaccines with the Tylenol thing. My guess is that there's like Tylenol possesses one chemical compound that maybe can be linked to autism. My guess is I'm guessing there may not be definitive evidence to support this yet, but they think that it may link to autism in some way, which is also probably found in a whole host of everyday products that people use. But he made this announcement. There's a reason why he made this announcement. Okay, I'm pretty sure that the whole linkage thing, tangential linkage with Tylenol to autism with pregnant women, I believe this has been speculated for years. This is not like, I'm pretty sure this is not new. This is not like, oh, this is groundbreaking new thing right now. It's the warnings have always been there for Tylenol for, use the medication responsibly. Pregnant women should be cautious when using it. Don't use it in copious amounts. The reason why he made this announcement of saying Tylenol is linked to is like making it sound like Tylenol, instead of saying like Tylenol could be linked to it or something within the chemical composition of Tylenol could, i.e. acetaminophen, could be linked to it in some way, is he came out and flat out said, oh, Tylenol can cause autism. And the reason for that is because RFK Jr. has basically said, we're going to find a cure for autism. And from what I've heard, they're not getting any closer. And so this was just an attempt to basically go, yeah, look, see, we're still on this autism thing. And that's why he made this announcement. Now, that is totally separate thing. Again, it's, the whole thing of cautioning pregnant women from overusing autism, or for fuck's sake, cautioning pregnant women from overusing Tylenol, where one of the many possible birth, quote-unquote, defect links could be autism. He probably said there's multiple other birth defects that could be linked to overuse of acetaminophen when you're pregnant, is not news. But he had to come out and say something to basically make it look like RFK Jr. is actually doing something, and his big thing has been autism while he's been in this position. And that's why the announcement was made.
Now, you can disagree with this. I think it's reasonable to challenge these claims. I think it's fair to challenge these claims. But I do not think it is reasonable or fair to needlessly take copious amounts of drugs to get likes on social media. Because that's what's happening.
No, it's not likes on, I don't, okay. It may be likes on social media. I'll partially agree with the rep on that. But it's also, exactly right then. It's also out of spite. This is basically cutting off your nose to spite your face, is what this is. It's the same basic principles. Because Trump said it, they're like, oh, we're going to do the exact opposite. And you guys have been saying in the chat, it's like if he said X was this, then people would do Y, even if it's the dumbest fucking thing imaginable. It's fucking insane. And I actually have a theory about how this is coming about. I'll get into that maybe at the end of the video. I have a theory why people do this. But this is activism. This is stupid activism, and I swear to fuck, I don't know if Red's gonna show the videos, but if these fucking pregnant women are doing this, like you're potentially harming your babies. Not simply with the autism thing. Like if you're consuming copious amounts of acetaminophen while you're pregnant, that's going to do all kinds of horrible shit to your body and the body of your baby. Like copious amounts of acetaminophen can damage your liver, which means it's going to damage your baby, and God only knows what kind of potential birth defects come about because you're abusing over-the-counter medication like this. Like, this is flat out abusing medication and causing injury to your child. What kind of mother would do something like that? What kind of mother could be trusted with the care of a child when she is oh so readily wanting to basically just drown herself in fucking acetaminophen just to basically stick it to the orange demon? It's fucking insane, and honestly, I really, I want to say something, but I'm going to bite my tongue on it for right now. I'm going to bite my tongue on it.
Before our eyes, there are women, pregnant women, who are not in pain, who are not suffering, who are taking copious amounts of Tylenol to get likes on social media. Now, some people might be thinking to themselves, like, Rev, come on. How many people are doing this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most like that, God, I'm so fucking fried right now. I can't even remember I said this. Yeah, copious amounts I did say, yeah, will fry your liver. Yeah, for fuck's sake, I've known paramedics that have been called for medical emergencies because someone in a household who was suicidal literally tried to OD on acetaminophen. I remember hearing about one case of, it was I believe this person was a teenager they had, instead of because they were not able to take pill form of Tylenol, they had like the powder form of Tylenol that you can like mix in with water, and you just consume the water and the Tylenol is mixed in with it. Like, as an attempt at self-harm or suicide, they actually took all of their tubes of acetaminophen and consumed all of them at once in an effort at self-harm, because it will fucking harm you if you can literally OD on Tylenol. This is a thing that can happen. You can do this. And so these women are at risk of literally ODing.
Some people might be thinking to themselves, like, Rev, come on. How many people are doing this? It's a viral trend on social media. I'm going to play just a small snippet of people doing this. It's disturbing. Well, guys, don't let me distract you from the videos going on in the background. Please watch them. But I plan to play some like clown music that is approved by YouTube in the past. And I haven't looked at their library of approved songs in many years. But now you have to pay money to play these videos. Like, I wanted to play a song, and
okay, I'm gonna say right now, this is the two examples we've seen thus far is two women taking a single pill. They're taking a single. I was given the impression they were just like stuffing handfuls into their mouth. It's like they're like this person and the other one are literally taking they're taking one pill in these. They're taking one pill. Let's be realistic here, okay? What we're talking about here, they're talking about, oh, they're taking copious amounts, but so far, they're taking one pill. So, yeah, they're taking, you could see it in. You can see here she dumps out she was holding a single pill. Okay, so it's a single pill. This person is taking a single pill. Well, I mean, Alex, that we don't know. It's like they've been taking a sugar pill? Who the hell knows? I doubt it. They probably were taking like a Tylenol.
Rev might be showing the tamest of them to avoid YouTube's self-harm TOS issues.
Possible, Andrew. That's why I'm saying I don't like what we are seeing here. I am not saying that there are not worse ones on TikTok. I have zero doubt that there are worse ones on TikTok. And maybe Rev will explain as we go through.
To play these videos, like, I wanted to play a song, and it's like $50 to use it for your video. Like, no, dude. In the past, they had approved music. You could just...
Okay, and in this one, the other thing is, are they taking Tylenol are they taking this single pill of Tylenol for the skit? That's the thing. Are they taking the Tylenol for a skit? In which case, if they're taking a pill for the skit and they don't actually need it, that's why I'm reading the text. If they're taking the pill for the skit, not because they actually need it, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. Don't take Tylenol unless you need it. That goes for basically anybody. It's for anybody. Don't take Tylenol if you don't need it. And yeah, I know it's again. I'm gonna get to that. I'm going to get to that, Revan, at the end of this video. I want to let it play through, though, because I have a theory that I don't think I've talked about in stream, but I've got a theory.
Play, but yeah, apparently not anymore. I'm confused. It's really weird.
Let's be honest. These are probably the same Mensa geniuses that were eating Tide Pods as teenagers, doing the spoonful of seed.
Probably, and I forgot I need to limit that. There we go. It's maybe. I don't about maybe. I don't know.
Not weird to the point of these people, but anyways. Yeah. Again, I will reiterate, if you challenge these claims made by Trump, where he's saying that if you take Tylenol during your pregnancy, your child might have an increased risk of autism. If you challenge that, I think that is reasonable. But what's not reasonable is hearing that and responding by taking unnecessary and copious amounts of Tylenol while carrying a child. That is disgusting. And if I had one thing to say to these women, it's this: you hate Trump more than you love your own child. Yeah. Let me repeat that. If this is the highlight of my video, please let it be this: these people hate Trump more than they love their own child.
I'm going to expand on that. I'm going to expand on this because at this day and age, it's not only that they hate Trump more than they hate their own child. They basically hate anything with the R in front of it more than they love their own child. Because I'd say if the announcement was made by, say, RFK Jr. or a Republican congressperson or senator, the same thing would happen. Yeah, basically having an R in front of their name in government, i.e. they're Republican. It's basically they're cutting off their nose to spite their face. Their nose in this case being any Republican. If any Republican in government, i.e. the president, RFK Jr. being the health advisor, a senator or a representative, actually came out and made this big announcement, even if they made the announcement with Trump just standing behind them because they're a Republican, if they said it, they're like, oh, a Republican said it, so I got to do the exact opposite. That's the level. It's not only just Trump. It's flat up fucking Republicans with these people at this point.
Let that sink in. Okay? You can challenge what he is saying. And if you're a caring mother, you don't hear his words and want to challenge by taking the drug that might harm your child. Whether it does or not, if you hear this warning, if your reaction to it is to basically find out if it will, not because you're in pain, not because you're suffering, but just because you want to prove a point and get likes on social media, you are a monster. I believe this right here is child abuse. How else do you describe this? It's child abuse.
I would even go so far. I was gonna say I could even go so far as calling it child endangerment. Depending on how much they're taking. They're legitimately, if you OD on acetaminophen, you could potentially kill your unborn child if you're a pregnant woman. By ODing on acetaminophen, not only do you put your life at risk, you are putting your unborn child's life at risk. And any fucking sane pregnant woman, even if they disagreed with what came out recently, even if they disagreed with it, any sane pregnant woman would still take Tylenol, but when they need it. They would be smart about taking. They would not take it too much. They would just take it as they need it, but they wouldn't make a fucking TikTok taking it when they don't need it. That's the difference between these fucking freak shows that terminally live online and don't know how to use their own fucking brains to take in information and sort through it logically and go, okay, I completely disagree with this, and I'm still going to take Tylenol when I need it, when I'm experiencing pain and I need it to alleviate that pain. Not, I'm going to make a TikTok video and pop a pill just to basically stick it to the Republicans. Reaper, excellent question. I don't fucking know.
Even if the claim being made is objectionable. Any caring mother would.
Hey, hang on. I should address this. War God? I'm guessing that's in regards to the idea that was floating around in the DOJ that I talked about, where Trump's DOJ was floating the idea of banning all trans people en masse from owning firearms. I'm guessing it has to do with that. It was an idea floated at the DOJ. I have not heard of actual legislation being brought forth to facilitate it, but the news of this idea was made the media, and so that might be why the NRA like had a few words about it. Yeah, I don't even think it reached like I think it just like it was like a drawing board thing. I don't even think it got anywhere even close to potential legislation. It literally just I have a dumb fucking idea, and I think that's where it stayed. But that is probably what the situation is with that. I talked about that on stream. I actually put a video out on it.
Claim being made is objectionable. Any caring mother would not take the risk. And these people do it with smiles on their face. They really do, including medical professionals like this. It's so disturbing. And you know what? Let me go a step further. Even if there's no link between what the mother does with Tylenol and the child they conceive, taking copious and unnecessary amounts of Tylenol can hurt you. That's not a secret.
Yeah, and Taro, like Tylenol has a warning on their pills. Tylenol has said that pregnant women should be cautious when taking their product. It's been that way for years. They any medication on the market right now and for decades has had the warning, if you are pregnant, check with your doctor before taking this medication. Like every over-the-counter drug has said, if you are pregnant, consult with your doctor to see if it's appropriate and safe for you to take this over-the-counter medication. That's like all of that. So this is nothing new about you shouldn't take Tylenol or you should be cautious when taking Tylenol or any other over-the-counter medication when you're pregnant. What's doing it this time is, number one, he made the announcement, and number two, they threw in the link to autism, which I would wager the link is maybe a bit tenuous because, again, the research on autism still hasn't determined precise factors, biological, chemical, genetic, etc., that result in autism. There's still no definitive answer on that. Research is still ongoing. There's strides are being, progress is being made, but there's still no definitive, overall causation regarding autism. But because he said it, everybody just loses their fucking mind.
Necessary amounts of Tylenol can hurt
pregnant
you.
or nursing shadow,
That's not a secret. That's something that has existed on warning labels for years. It can cause liver failure. Why would you risk that? Why are you so smug while you're doing this? You might hurt your child, and at the very least, you might hurt yourself. And you're doing it for likes on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very hard couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But here's the very sad part. It's hard to see, but it is necessary. You need to see these kinds of people for what they are, and they have revealed themselves to us. Consider it a sort of disturbing gift. We know these people walk among us who celebrate the assassination of Charlie Kirk via political violence. And now they're potentially risking their own pregnancies to get likes on social media.
Oh, Fishy, my guess is people have already done that. My guess is people in New York my guess, or not people in New York, my guess people have already started to call the medical board of New York and basically demand her license to be revoked. I have no doubt that they've received God knows how many calls or emails asking for this woman's license to be revoked. I don't doubt it. CPS Revan, realistically, you wouldn't be able to make a case with CPS. Realistically, a woman on TikTok taking a single pill of Tylenol, CPS won't even answer the call for it. They won't. Just realistically speaking, CPS won't. This is not something CPS act on. This is not something police will act on. It's reckless behavior for sure, and people are basically using TikToks to basically glorify their actions with it. And the videos that we've seen thus far is a single pill. Realistically speaking, we're not going to. You can't make a case for endangering of an unborn child. Realistically, morally, yes, we can be absolutely outraged at this behavior because it's glorifying it. But from a realistic legal standpoint, this is not. You would not have anywhere even close to the evidence needed to substantiate basically any kind of a charge of endangering of the unborn child. You realistically wouldn't. Again, that's not to say that you are not justified to be morally outraged about it. Legally speaking, they're not doing anything illegal. Because a defense attorney could very easily say, if one of these people on TikTok were arrested for taking a Tylenol pill, and they were arrested, a defense lawyer could very easily say in court, how does the court know that my client didn't have a headache at the time and just decided to record the TikTok video of her taking a normal over-the-counter single-dose medication that, when used in moderation, and when carefully used in moderation, is not dangerous to a child? So, legally speaking, they're not doing anything wrong. Legally. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They could lie about it, and there's no way to prove it otherwise. There's really no way, unless someone actually makes a TikTok and says, hey, TikTok, I don't have a headache, I'm not in pain or nothing, but you know what? Because Trump said this, I'm going to take a pill. Okay, then you might have a case. Then maybe, you might have a case. But that's it. That's that in that unique situation, maybe. Even then, you still don't have anything even close to being a definitive or slam dunk case of child endangerment. You don't. That's just legally speaking, there really isn't a case.
What are we doing? And here's the interesting part. Back in 2017, the official Tylenol account responded to someone basically saying, I use your drug whenever I'm pregnant. They said this: we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. Like I said, back in 2017. Do you see the traction on this tweet? 77,000 likes, 43,000 reposts, most of which are quotes, people talking about it in one way or another. But yeah, it's trust the science until the science doesn't agree with you for a lot of these people. This is a very interesting reply. And what happens from here, I don't know. At the end of the day, whether or not the claims made by the Trump administration are true or untrue, people have gone mask off. and they've shown us what they really are. People who will see a perceived risk and say, I hate you more than I love my own child, and I'll put them at risk to get likes on social media. It is absolutely disgusting. That's all I got. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't really know what else to say. I'm not someone to be at loss for words, but that's the way I feel the last couple of days. And thank you for hanging in there with me. I know these topics are a little heavier, a little different than recent, but the response to it has been insane. This has been, I think, the biggest month of growth in my channel's history. Let that sink in. We're tackling really hard subjects, and we're growing. And I've been told, and I would tell others honestly, going after topics like this, it might and likely will backfire on you. And people won't want to see it, and they'll leave. I've had the exact opposite effect. More support than ever. And I just want to say thank you guys as we kind of trudge through this really harsh landscape we live in. But I won't bore you guys anymore. I won't drone on forever. That's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Okay.